All right, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the story, The Curse of the Wealthy Truck Owner. It's kind of a mix here because it relates to us with trucks and the stuff we see in the comments and what it kind of tells me about the way people live their lives, as well as some tips for you. But it also relates to a book that I read 20 years ago when I decided I was going to, try to do more with my life and what I wanted to do with it. And actually, I lied. It might even be pushing maybe almost 30 years ago, but it was a book and it was called The Wealthy Barber. One of the first books. I also read like The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and every one of these things out there. I owned my own businesses and, that kind of stuff, and always learning how to get your money to work for you and things of that nature. But one of the books that stuck out the most was The Wealthy Barber. And the reason for it is it talked to basically the nutshell of that book was that 90% of millionaires are people that have nothing. Okay, they talk about in there about a guy that, used to see at the marina, and he'd always be in old beat up jeans and an old beat up t-shirt and old beat up shoes, yet he was a millionaire. Why are most people millionaires? Because they don't spend their money. That's why they're millionaires. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I remember telling that to my grandpa and reading that book to him and him saying something to me that changed my life forever. And I told him, I said, I'm reading this book called The Wealthy Barber, and it's about how people that have, the ones you got to watch out for are the ones that look like they have nothing. I mean, my grandpa used to say, I told him, I said, like you say, you want to show me something, show me nothing. And he said to me, because he used to say it to me all the time, you want to show me something, show me nothing. Meaning show me no debt. Show me no debt, show me no fancy nothing. Just show me that you're living life well and that you got money set aside and you sleep well at night. That's what he wanted to see. Well, when I told him this, I said, look, this book's kind of like what you said. Show me nothing, show me something. Here's people that do that. He said to me, Jason, listen to me very carefully now, because I am 70 years old and I have been around for a while, and I'm telling you this. Forget everything you were taught. Forget all of that stuff. Just do me one promise. Be passionate about something and enjoy and embrace life with everything you got, no matter what the cost is. I don't care how it is. Enjoy and embrace life, whatever that means to you. Don't live to be somebody else. Don't try to outdo somebody else. Don't try to prove something to somebody else, and don't try to save something for somebody else. You live your life to the fullest that you have while you can. And it canceled out the Wealthy Barber book for me. I threw the book out. Never read it again after that. It's like, no, you know what? He's right. That makes a lot more sense than people in here. Like, I remember the stories vividly. There would be a story in here about a guy who came in and told his wife, hey, I just made you another $500,000 by doing this. She's like, that's great, dear. And they were at their kitchen table that's been there for 30 years in their house that they've been in for 50 years. And they don't even own a TV because they don't want to pay the bills for the TV. Okay, and again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but this style of life is something that you need to consider versus living life the way that you can. So, how does it relate to trucks? Because we're already 3 minutes in, and I apologize. Some of you guys will like this. Some of you tuned out already. I honestly don't care. Be here or don't. I honestly don't care. If you're going to be someone, the video starts at 3 minutes and 20 seconds, get lost. Get out. You don't need to be on my channel for anything. I don't need you here. But for those who want to hear it, that was very important lesson there. What does it mean and translate to today, to truck ownership, to these people that we see in the comments, the people that we got two walks of life other than your average everyday people. We got people that are like, spend it, buy it, use it, get it, whatever. We got the people that are like, no, I'm a millionaire and I drive a 1991 truck with 86,000 miles on it. There's a lot of things that can be said about both. None of them are wrong. None of them are wrong at all. I mean, if you got a 25-year-old truck or a 20-year-old truck and it's only got 80,000 miles on it, my first reaction is you need to get out more. You definitely need to get out and do stuff way more than what you are. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't need to. And it's not for me to judge or me to say. Then again, on the same note, if you're one of these people that buys a new car every 2 years like I do, but you're upside down in debt, rolling over negative equity all the time, you're hurting and you're struggling, but you still got to have that new truck to keep up with the Joneses in your subdivision, you got a problem as well too. Everybody's got something they have to deal with. With that said, there is that fine line that you don't want to cross, yet is important that you maximize. So what is that line? That line is the line of life. Okay, you have to be passionate about something. You need hobbies. We are men. Okay, and there's women listening to this too, and women do also. And like my wife says, I don't have any hobbies. Are you kidding me? You have more hobbies than anybody I've ever met. And women look at hobbies differently, or our hobbies are things that we do differently. A lot of women hobbies that don't have hobbies are all the little things that matter to them. What kind of hair curling iron that they want to buy, what kind of this is, how they decorate the house, how they set up things in the yard, how they plan decorations for the season, how they want to cook and prepare things for meals, what they want to do for their Christmas shopping, where they're going to get the best deals. These are all hobbies. These are all things that people are passionate about in life and do things with. So women, men, doesn't matter, but we all need hobbies. We need things to motivate us, things to look forward to. If trucks are that for you like they are for me, excellent. What if you don't have the budget to be out there buying a new truck every other year or something like that and going out and buying new ones? Then don't. But if you still want to enjoy that same kind of thing, you can. Well, who's to say that you can't go out and make a hobby out of searching for the best deals on a 5 or 6 year old truck, buying it, driving it for 1 year, putting on 10,000 miles, and then selling it for more than you bought it for, and then repeating the process every single year and making that a hobby, and constantly driving an almost brand new truck, and it never costing you a penny. It can be done and done over and over again. Yes, many people can be driving a 4 or 5 year old truck every single year, brand new, and it never cost them a penny. Don't believe me? They're out there. You'll find them. They'll probably chime in here in the comments. I know there's a lot of them that listen to this stuff on here. There is a whole world of things out there that you can do. But for the love of God, be passionate about something, okay? But also work within your means. Okay, there's that line. That line is very important. So many people are overextended in their debt. So we hear people say all the time, oh my God, I make 200 grand a year, but I can still never afford a $50,000 truck. You know, maybe you're saying that because you can't justify spending the money. And that I can understand. But if you're saying that you make $200,000 a year and you can't afford to buy a $50,000 truck and make the payments, then in my opinion, if it's not because you can't justify spending the money, it's because you're overextended and you're not doing things right in life. You need to change some stuff around. See what I'm getting at? Within your means, live life to the absolute fullest you can. You only get one crack at this. I just got done on a podcast today, on a hunting podcast, talking about it. And, 10 years. 10 years is only 3,650 days. That's all you have. 10 years is 3,000 days, basically. That's what your 10-year period is. 3,000 days. All right, let's take a quick second, mention our sponsor of this video here, Last Fit. They build some of the most amazing products. We use their stuff on everything. Every truck I own and have owned recently has been all set up with Last Fit stuff. We're going to take a look at it real quick and show you some of their offerings. All right, let's take a look at their portable units. These things are incredible. They have 3 different sizes of these things, and they're battery powered. Take them anywhere. They get the job done. They work awesome. They'll fill 4 35-inch tires very easily all on one charge. This thing is incredible. Love them. Handy to have around the house. Quick and easy to grab for any of your jobs. Filling trailer tires, basketballs, car tires, you name it. It's just right there. And then they got the Big Dog. The Big Dog double cylinder, twin cylinder generator right here, or compressor right here. Look at this thing scream. Look at how fast this system goes. And you can use it to fill one tire for anything you need like that, but you also have the 4-way connector like this. It's a 4-way inflator and deflator system. It's one of the best I've ever seen with only 2 simple hoses. Got that compared with it. It deflates your tires quick and easy for you, and it also fills them super fast. It'll fill 4 of these 35-inch tires from 19 pounds all the way up to 48 pounds, and it'll do it in 7 minutes, all 4 at one time. Last Fit crushes it when it comes to compressor systems. They crush it with every product they have. I have so much of their stuff and I love everything, but this compressor system here, incredible. Check them out. Last Fit. Let the power of how quick that's going to go by sink in. And if that's all you got to work with, when it comes time for you to give up the ghost, disappear, go wherever you think you're going, hopefully heaven, you believe in God, whatever the case is. But when it is time for that final day to come, are you going to be okay with what you've done with your life? Are you going to be happy with what you've done? If not, then you need to change things right now, immediately. And because you only got a little bit of time to do it. It goes by too quick. If you're not happy with the things that you have in life, change it. But for the love of everything, get something to be passionate about. Our existence, our whole existence is based on us being excited and happy and feeling good and wanting and chasing and needing and all of that kind of stuff. And if we're not doing that, we're just withering away. And today, there's a lot of people that think it's good to wither away. Again, you have many people that are just, they are content with living an Edward Scissorhand life. It is, watch football on Sunday, go to work on Monday, you work and repeat all week long, and then on Saturday, wake up at 8 a.m., all the garage doors open, here comes all the guys with their lawnmowers, cut their grass, go back in. It's the same shoebox cookie cutter thing over each day after day after day after day. That's not a good way to live life. There's a whole world out there for you to explore. There's a whole opportunity of everything to do. And again, you guys that are millionaires, more power to you. And again, maybe your hobby is just making sure you have this money to leave it for your kids, whatever the case is. Me personally, I would rather take that money and go explore the world, see what it's got, live it to the fullest, and you can't take the money with you. I cannot fault you for doing what you're doing because you're doing what you love by saving it. And I'll never take that away from anybody. But my advice is live it to the fullest, and but do not overextend that. And that's the comments we see all the time. You see both sides of it. People that refuse to spend $1 on a truck because they don't want to, because they can't give up the money, you're justified. Sometimes it's not just about justifying. Sometimes it's just because you love trucks and you want to drive a new one. And if you can swing it, more power to you. And then on the same note, if you can't and you're bummed out about it, you know what? There's other ways to enjoy this. You just got to think outside of the box. Hence the buy used and, chase the deal. The chase of that deal is more powerful than the actual truck itself. Chase it. See what you can do with it. Can you find a 4-year-old truck and get it at a price that's so low that you're going to be able to drive it for a year, and when you sell it, you're going to make $2,000 or $3,000 on top of it, where that truck is going to pay you to actually own it. And then you repeat it and do it again. And next thing you know, here it is 10 years later. And for 10 years, you drove 10 almost new trucks and they've paid you $20,000 to do it. How's that? Okay, there's a world of entertainment, excitement, adventure, passion that is out there. Go get it. Chase it. My best advice for you, do not be like the wealthy barber. Do not be the wealthy truck owner. Don't fall into that world. Don't play that game. Again, I'm not taking anything away from somebody that's in there. But, and maybe that's their hobby and their passion. Wake up in the morning and look at their portfolio and see how much money it went up and, big sigh of relief and exciting, and that's maybe all they need in life. And I don't have a problem with that. I need more than that in my life. I need way more than that. And maybe you do too. Hopefully this helps you out. Little food for thought, but you only have 3,650 days in every 10-year cycle, and a 10-year cycle goes by pretty quick. What are you going to do starting today with the next 10 years of your life? Figure it out. Get back to me. Let me know. Thanks for watching.